Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Law Entrance YouTube channel. Today is 2nd of August. It's a Friday and we are back with another live Hindu analysis and Indian Express analysis. How many of you are here with me today? Quickly give me a yes in the chat box. Good afternoon, Divyansh. Good afternoon, Siddhi. Quickly share the link of our session in our groups. Okay, people have joined in. Priyanshi is here, Prerna is here, Sanya is here, Satviki is here, Diptakshi is here, Prerna is here, Chanchal is here, Ishu is here, Naina is here, Saujanya is here, Riddhi is here. Good afternoon to all of you. How are you guys doing? What's going on with respect to your preparation? कल कितने लोगों ने ALET form filling वाली video attend करी? Have you guys filled up the form? And have you watched the video? Give me a yes or no. Hi Ankita, hi Dhriti, good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, K-pop. Okay, let me quickly share our presentation. Already filled it, बढ़िया है. जिन लोगों ने नहीं फिल किया वो लोग भी फिल कर लो फॉर्म. अगर आपको एग्जाम अटेम्प्ट करना है तो, नहीं करना तो फिर तो कोई बात ही नहीं है. All right. How am I? I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm doing well. Let's quickly share the link of our session so that more people can join us. Till then, आप लोग मुझे बताओ जीके की प्रिपरेशन कैसी चल रही है. बैकलॉग क्लियर हो गए सबके? Have you guys cleared up your backlog? Is there anyone who has a backlog left? अगर बैकलॉग क्लियर है तो गिव मी अ क्लियर इन द चैट बॉक्स. अगर बचा है तो मुझे बताओ कितना बचा है इन द चैट बॉक्स. व्हाट इज द डेडलाइन? अभी तो टाइम है, अभी यू हैव मोर देन अ मंथ, बट स्टिल इज गुड टू गेट डन विद इट. ओके, सबका बैकलॉग क्लियर है. अमेजिंग, दैट्स ग्रेट, गुड टू नो. यस, ऑलमोस्ट हो चुके हैं. Clear. Revision is a problem. Is there any disadvantage in filling the form later than others? No, there's no disadvantage. There's just one, let's say, uncertainty that you might not get the center of your first preference. So if you want to get the center, which is your first preference, which would probably your hometown be, which would probably be your hometown or the town nearest to your hometown or wherever you reside. तो उस चीज़ के लिए आई एम सेइंग कि जल्दी भर लो तो अच्छा है, वरना you might get your second preference. ठीक है, almost done, almost cleared, no revision at all. Revision start करने का time आ गया मित्रों. It's time to start revision. We are coming up with another special session for you guys, which is 4 months to CLAT. It's bound to happen on Monday, I believe. And Amitendra sir and I personally would be coming live on YouTube to help you with a 4-month strategy for CLAT. Now that less than 4 months are left for CLAT, so we'll look at it from that perspective as well. Let me quickly put my charger as well. Any tips for monthly revision? Yes. Tips for monthly revision is, if you have taken your notes date wise, then you should club it into 4 weeks and start with a weekly revision. Do week 1 on, let's say, first day, then week 2 on the second day, and so on. You get the gist. But if you have taken your notes category wise, or let's say domain wise, then you can revise it in that manner कि एक दिन national news, एक दिन international news, एक दिन sports related news, एक दिन आपकी defense related news, एक दिन environment related news. Whichever way you have taken in notes, divide it into categories, okay, and then break it down into smaller chunks. That would make it more approachable, make it more, let's say, sustainable. आप बोर नहीं होगे उसको करने में. मेक अ टाइम टेबल फॉर ड्रॉपर स्टूडेंट. चलो इस पे हम बात करते हैं मंडे वाले सेशन में, ठीक है, 4 months to CLAT. Let's start today's session, guys. If you guys are ready, give me a ready in the chat box. If you are ready to begin for today, ready for the session, ready in the chat box, quickly. Let's start. Okay, everyone is ready. We have a few questions in the chat box. मैं जल्दी से ले लेता हूँ. Is it beneficial to attempt ALET paper as well other than CLAT as a mock for the ones who are aiming CLAT 2026? Yes, I would personally suggest that you give ALET as a mock as well, because ALET is a whole different ball game when it comes to the paper pattern, when it comes to how ALET surprises you every year. So to get let's say more comfortable with that sort of a setting, I would suggest कि आप इस साल भी ALET दे दो. You can skip it if you want to, but my personal recommendation is देना चाहिए. Is there any if we fill both correspondence address and permanent address in form if both of them are same? No, there's no issue with that. That's fine. Okay, everyone is ready. Let's start, guys. Let's start our class for the day. So today is 2nd of August. I'm your host Govind Singh, your faculty for GK, English, Logical Reasoning. And these are our agendas for the day, the topics of discussion. First topic is regarding money bills. So there's an interesting editorial article in the Hindu newspaper. We have talked about money bills earlier as well. Today we'll dive deeper into what are money bills, how do we decide which bills are money bills, what are the articles which govern money bills, what is the role of a speaker in the money bill, why is a money bill and how is a money bill different from a regular bill, what are the intricacies. So we'll dive completely in detail with respect to your money bills. Then when it comes to the second topic, this is regarding GM crops. What are GM crops? We have discussed this before. Chat box mein mujhe batao, what are GM crops? So this is also on the editorial page of the Hindu newspaper, contested harvest. We'll discuss why this is contested, why there are criticisms with respect to this. We'll get into the detail of it. Okay ji. इंडियन एक्सप्रेस प्लीज, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस चलो ओवरव्यू कर लेंगे इंडियन एक्सप्रेस का, ठीक है. आई प्रॉमिस्ड इट यस्टरडे एज वेल. इंडियन एक्सप्रेस को आज गो थ्रू करते हैं आफ्टर वी आर डन विद आवर टॉपिक्स. जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड क्रॉप्स, एब्सोल्युटली. अरमान इज सेइंग एलेट फॉर्म अगर लेट भरा तो कोई इशू नहीं होगा. अरमान अभी तो बताया मैंने क्लास में, फिर से बता देता हूँ. देयर इज नो इशू एज सच. द ओनली अनसर्टेनिटी इज आपको हो सकता है आपका फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस वाला सेंटर ना मिले जहाँ पे आपको एग्जाम अटेम्प्ट करना है. सो इफ यू आर लेट्स से पुटिंग योर होम टाउन एज योर फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस and the nearby town which is 100 kilometer as your second preference, हो सकता है जो slots हैं आपके first preference के वो over हो जाएं जो number of seats है, and then आपको second preference पे जाके exam देना पड़े. That's the only thing which I can possibly think of as a drawback of filling it late. बाकी तो यही है कि कल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब, ठीक है. चलो, what time is the quiz today? Okay, important information regarding that. So there's no 6 p.m. class today because Salik sir does not take classes on Friday, and yes, so there's no 6 p.m. class today. That's the news. And the quiz which we were planning to have today is going to happen on Monday. ठीक है, हिंदू एनालिसिस वाली क्लास में करते हैं उसको. We'll do a quick Hindu analysis on Monday at 3 p.m. and then we'll have the quiz. So this gives you more time to prepare for the quiz, and this also gives me more time to make more difficult and tricky questions for you guys. ठीक है, सिलेबस वही रखें, नोबेल प्राइजेस एंड ऑस्कर्स या मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइजेस भी ऐड कर दे उसमें, yes or no? Should we add military exercises to our quiz along with Nobel Prize and Oscars now that we have 2 more days to prepare? Man is saying 45,000 लोग देंगे. NEET has 24 lakh. Many people get first choice. हाँ देखो यार, अगेन आई एम नॉट सेइंग श्योर शॉट आपको फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस नहीं मिलेगा अगर लेट भरोगे. आई सेड देयर इज अ चांस. And if you want to leave it to chance, then that's absolutely up to you. I'm saying just military. नहीं यार, ये तो हम decide कर चुके हैं. It's gonna be Oscars and Nobel. I'm asking, do you want me to add military or not? Deeptakshi says yes. K-pop says yes. Riddhi says yes. Mukti says yes. So we have 4 votes for yes. We have 3 votes for no. Okay. Only Nobel Prize and Oscars. Yes, no, yes, no. ये तो काफी टफ फाइट चल रही है. आई कैन सी इक्वल फाइट यस नो में. नो क्यों बोल रहे हो आप लोग? पढ़ने नहीं है क्या मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइजेस? पढ़ने तो है ही. अभी पढ़ के खत्म करो. Add but then increase count to 25 questions. हाँ, काउंट बढ़ा देंगे, वो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. We'll increase the count. चलो, I can see more yeses than no, so we'll add that. I was preparing Nobel prizes. What are the important aspects to cover it? थोड़ा सा brief कर दीजिए. देखो, Nobel prizes में you have to cover this year's Nobel prizes. What are the categories of the Nobel prizes? And किन लोगों को मिले हैं, किन लोगों को किस फील्ड में मिले हैं, वो लोग किस कंट्री से हैं, and a little bit historical context of the Nobel Prize, how it was established, what is the history, and then Indians winning the Nobel Prizes. That also becomes important. If any Indian has won the Nobel Prizes in the past, everything related to that. If there is any interesting information on the static aspect, then you'll have to do that as well. ठीक है जी. So this is how we'll be going about the Nobel Prizes. Which topics to prepare for the quiz on Monday? So the final topics are military exercises, the Nobel Prizes, and the Oscars. I'll write it down in the chat box. Military exercises, Nobel Prize, and Oscars. 3 topics. You can expect an equal proportion of questions. 8, 8, 8, approximately 24, 25 questions. 1/3 from each of these categories. ठीक है, so prepare well. The questions are going to be moderate to tough. Very few easy questions, and they're gonna be nice. ठीक है, चलो. Let's start with the today's class. It has been 12 minutes. Let's begin the discussion. अच्छा, आज एक छोटा सा Menti quiz मैंने डाला है क्लास में. It's just a 5-question Menti quiz on GK and current affairs. ठीक है. So we'll do that, and then of course vocab. Okay, let's begin. Let's start. So the editorial article is saying a verdict on the money bill that India awaits. Now, does anyone of you know why India is awaiting a verdict on the money bill? What is the issue about? Any idea, guys? कोई पढ़ के आया ये editorial article? कितने लोग पढ़ के आए हैं? कितने लोगों को समझ आया? And आपको क्या लगता है किस बारे में बात हो रही है? मनी बिल पे हमें verdict क्यों चाहिए? What is the controversy? I'm waiting for your responses. Mukti is saying how many questions? 24, 25 questions, Mukti. More than 20, less than 30. Any bill is passed on the name of money bill. Yes, that is more or less the controversy. Summed up in one line, that is how I would put it. Ki as of now, any bill is being passed as money bill because money bill के लिए राज्यसभा का अप्रूवल नहीं चाहिए होता. Okay, we'll get into the depth of it because they make every bill as money bill. Correct? Anyone else? So it could be P की जगह कुछ और ही आ गया. कोई नहीं. इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड स्कीम से रिलेटेड नहीं है. इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड स्कीम से रिलेटेड नहीं है. A bill, if declared money bill, will only be passed by Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha won't be able to control it. Yes, absolutely correct. Editorial talks about how any bill can be passed as a money bill, and then Rajya Sabha has night over it or right over it. चलो, ऑटो करेक्ट आपका गड़बड़ कर रहा है दीप्ताक्षी. Bills relating to financial transactions plus can be introduced only in Lok Sabha plus no approval of Rajya Sabha is required. They pass bill as money bill as they don't have majority in Rajya Sabha. Absolutely. तो देखो, कहानी का सार सारा ये है कि this is in context with a judgment. Contest नहीं, context. This is in context with a judgment which came in November 2019, and the judgment was Roger Matthew versus South Indian Bank. So the name is important. I'll write it down. Roger Matthew versus South Indian Bank. ठीक है. सो दिस इज अ 2019 जजमेंट एंड इस पे 7 जजेस की बेंच सुप्रीम कोर्ट की अब फाइनल डिसीजन लेगी। इस जजमेंट में हुआ क्या था, इस जजमेंट में चैलेंज किया गया था फाइनेंस एक्ट को कि क्या उसको पास करना एज अ मनी बिल सही है कि नहीं। अब वापस आ जाते हैं हम अपनी कहानी पे। सो व्हेन द करंट रूलिंग गवर्नमेंट केम टू पावर फर्स्ट टाइम इन 2014, दे डिड नॉट हैव लेट्स से ह्यूज मेजॉरिटी इन द राज्यसभा व्हिच इज द अपर हाउस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट, द लोअर हाउस इज द लोकसभा। वहां पे उनके पास अच्छी मेजॉरिटी थी। So what started happening is they started exploiting a loophole in the constitution which says that money bill can be passed without the approval of the Rajya Sabha, है ना? We all know that. अच्छा, मनी बिल कौन से आर्टिकल में आता है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के? Which article of the constitution defines money bill? Priest, a pandit, and a rabbit are going to donate blood. The rabbit says it's a typo. Dad jokes आ रहे हैं कमेंट सेक्शन में। Article 110, absolutely correct. Article 110 defines the money bill. And guys, who decides which bill is a money bill? Which person has the authority to decide कि ये वाला bill money bill होगा, ये वाला bill money bill नहीं होगा? Whose discretion? Quickly in the chat box. Not the president. Yes, it's the speaker. Devika has given me the right answer. सबसे पहले the speaker of the Lok Sabha, to be specific, decides that this bill would be a money bill, bill would not be a money bill. Now, this poses another, let's say, question on the speaker being a member of the ruling party. ठीक है, speaker अगर ruling party का member है तो obviously there would be questions of partiality and not maintaining a neutral stance on deciding which bills are money bills, which bills are not money bills. So that is also put under scrutiny, put under question. Speaker of the Lok Sabha decides, and this is given in which article? That Speaker of the Lok Sabha would decide which bill is a money bill and which bill is not. Which article of the Indian Constitution? No, it's not 111. It's not 112. Yes, Riddhi has given me the right answer. It's 110 clause 3. ठीक है, Article 110 clause 3 gives the speaker the power to decide that this bill is going to be a money bill, this bill would not be a money bill. ठीक है, and only Lok Sabha has the discretion to pass the money bill or reject the money bill. This is given in which article? That Rajya Sabha would not have the discretion, but Lok Sabha would have the discretion to pass a money bill. यशस्वी saying it was me. यशस्वी, आपने मुझे 110 बोला था, मुझे स्पेसिफिक चाहिए था 110 clause 3. So yes, you were right, but partially right. Absolutely correct. So Article 109 हमें बताता है कि only Lok Sabha has the discretion to decide, and also a money bill can only be originated, यानी कि brought into through Lok Sabha. ठीक है, राज्य सभा में आप money bill नहीं ला सकते, टेबल नहीं कर सकते money bill. Does Rajya Sabha vote on the money bill? Yes or no? Do Rajya Sabha members vote on the money bill? Yes or no? Parv says no, Sanya says no, just saying says not binding, Yashasri says no. Mukti is saying is it important to remember so many articles related to money bill? Yes. Now that this is under scrutiny, this is in news, this is in question, then it becomes important. You don't have to remember all the articles of the constitution, but things which are important from a current affairs and GK perspective, then you have to have an all-round coverage. ठीक है? We are not going to take any chances. हो सकता है यही question आपका फर्क बन जाए between NLS and let's say Bhopal, NLIU. So you won't want that, right? It can, but not binding. Yes, absolutely correct. ठीक है, तो बिल भेजा जाता है राज्यसभा में फॉर वोटिंग. दे हैव थ्री ऑप्शंस, आइदर दे कैन वोट फॉर इट इन द फेवर ऑफ इट, दे कैन वोट अगेंस्ट इट, और दे कैन रिजर्व देयर ओपिनियन ऑन इट. दे कैन कीप द बिल विद देम फॉर अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ डेज, after which it is deemed to be passed by Rajya Sabha. Can you tell me the number of days? Rajya Sabha can hold the money bill with itself for X amount of days, after which it is deemed that it is passed by the Rajya Sabha. Okay, दीप्ताक्षी ने आंसर दे दिया मुझे 14 days फॉर कंसिडरेशन, बट द सजेशन इज नॉट बाइंडिंग. ठीक है, अगर राज्यसभा कह देती है कि वी आर अगेंस्ट दिस बिल, तब भी लोकसभा हैज द फाइनल से कि पास करना है या नहीं करना है. So now that we know the whole backstory behind it, now that we know whole story, अब यहाँ पे दिक्कत ये आ रही है कि the government is using this power, this let's say discrepancy or loophole in the constitution to pass other bills which are not exactly money bills as per definition as money bills, so that Rajya Sabha has no right to debate on it. Even if they had the right to debate on it, they have no discretion to stop it or hinder the passage of the bill, right? अब कुछ एग्जांपल्स की अगर मैं बात करूं which have been passed as money bill which are not technically money bills are the आधार वाला एक्ट, the PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now these acts are not exactly money bills as per the definition. Money bills में कौन से bills आते हैं आपके? Taxation related issues हो गए आपके, consolidated funds से related issues हो गए, contingency funds से related issues हो गए, appropriation of money से related issues हो गए, and उसमें लिखा है and any other matter. This is what the constitution says. Last में लिखा है and any other matter. अब ये जो and any other matter है ना, इसी पे सारी कहानी है कि इस पे इसका इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या है. What is the let's say domain and scope of any other matter? इसमें हम कुछ भी ला सकते हैं क्या any other matter बोल के. तो वही सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वर्डिक्ट आना पेंडिंग है इस पे. 7 जज की एक बेंच बनी है सुप्रीम कोर्ट की which would decide the scope of this particular article and which bills can be classified as money bills and which bills would not be classified as money bills. So there needs to be a clarity in the definition of the money bill. Okay, cool. So this is what this article is all about. Do you want to quickly take a glance? Let's take a glance. A verdict on the money bill that India awaits. Okay, 7-judge bench is slated to hear arguments over critical questions governing the contours of a money bill. ठीक है, court's ultimate ruling will have ramifications on a slew of legislation that has been enacted in recent years without the Rajya Sabha's approval. ठीक है. Okay. Reference to 7-judge bench emanates out of the verdict rendered in November 2019, Roger Matthew versus South Indian Bank. ये मैं आपको बता चुका हूँ, in the Finance Act 2017, which was under challenge. Articles and definitions देखो यहाँ पे सारे डिस्कस हैं, जो हमने डिस्कस किए वो सारे यहाँ पे लिखे हुए हैं. ठीक है, we already discussed this. The law, quite apart from rearranging panels and bodies, also granted to the Union Executive a carte blanche to make rules on how the subsisting tribunals were to be administered. What is the meaning of this word? Carte blanche? Does anyone know what is the meaning of this particular phrase? Any guesses based on the context? Or we're saying what is the difference between a money bill and a financial bill. Now again, this depends on the discretion of the speaker. Speaker को लगता है अगर this financial bill as per the definition in article 110 qualifies as a money bill. Money bill के कुछ criteria दिए गए कि taxation related, consolidated fund related, आपके दूसरे appropriation of revenue related. तो अगर speaker feels that this qualifies as a money bill, he categorizes that particular financial bill as a money bill. So if you put it in logical terms, all money bills are financial bills, but all financial bills are not money bills. I hope that clears it up. Okay, wild card, uncontrolled power, complete freedom. Yes, absolutely correct. That is what it means. Let's come back to the newspaper. Colorable exercise of power. ठीक है, ये हम डिस्कस कर चुके कि how power is being misused with reference to the use of money bills. Role of upper house is explained here, how it's important for the upper house to also participate in the passage of a bill. D.Y. Chandrachud के opinions. ठीक है. Role of upper house in acting as a mirror to the pluralism that a nation represents. Yeah, pluralism का मतलब होता है multiple perspectives, multiple ideologies, multiple thoughts, plural है ना, more than one. Okay, so this is a good article. I think आप लोग को पढ़ना चाहिए अगर आपने अभी तक नहीं पढ़ा. Although we have covered all the facts in the article. The next article is this, which I wanted to discuss: contested harvest. GM crops might not be perfect, but what matters is that they are useful. Now let's understand this particular topic. Now, when we talk of GM crops or genetically modified crops, do we have any existing genetically modified crops which is approved and in use? Are you guys aware? Do you guys know the name of any genetically modified crops which are in use or in circulation after approval from the requisite bodies? Cotton. Yes, cotton is one such crop. It's called BT cotton. The genetically modified variant is called BT cotton. Mustard को approval मिल गया था, but then the court has put a hold on genetically modified mustard. That's what we are going to discuss. ठीक है. Wheat, cotton, and rice, as well as some varieties of corn. Yes. Primarily cotton. ठीक है. जो सारे clearances मिले हैं, that is cotton as a crop. चलो हम वापस आते हैं अपनी स्लाइड पे. अब देखो यहाँ पे बताया क्या गया है इस पर्टिकुलर आर्टिकल में. सबसे पहले तो बात हुई है दैट व्हाई वी नीड अ जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड मस्टर्ड. सो mustard is used to make mustard oil as well, which is one of the essential cooking oils used in India. अब इंडिया uses a lot of cooking oils. For example, edible oils की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. Can you give me examples of some oils which are edible oils or used for cooking or used in food? Any examples? Which oils do you guys know? आपके घर खाना किस ऑयल में बनता है? Soybean oil, mustard oil, olive oil, correct. Sunflower oil, absolutely correct. सरसों को क्या कहते हैं इंग्लिश में? सही है. तो these all are edible oils which are mentioned in the comment section. अब चक्कर यहाँ पे ये है कि India has a huge consumption of these edible oils, but we do not have the requisite supply to fulfill this demand. As a result, हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? हमें ये oils import करने पड़ते हैं, which again increases your fiscal deficit and all of that. तो ताकि हमें ये चीज़ें import ना करनी पड़े, essential things for your food and agriculture, so we plan to increase the yield of mustard, यानी कि better yield हो, better production हो, so that we can meet the demand, the growing demand. तो इसके लिए हमने एक जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड मस्टर्ड बना लिया है. उसका नाम हमने रखा है DMH, धारा मस्टर्ड हाइब्रिड 11 इज द नेम. मैं लिख देता हूँ DMH, धारा मस्टर्ड हाइब्रिड 11. So this is the name of the hybrid variety. अब ये genetically modified hybrid कैसे बनता है? You have to alter the DNA and the genetics of that particular crop so that results in a higher yield and let's say more tolerance towards things like herbicides, pesticides and all of that. ठीक है. बहुत सारे ये लोग उसमें tweaks कर सकते हैं DNA में to make the crop better and more sustainable high yield crop. ठीक है जी. अब हुआ क्या कि ये जो जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड मस्टर्ड था, दिस गॉट अप्रूव्ड बाय द इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, व्हिच इज द बॉडी व्हिच अप्रूव्स सच मॉडिफिकेशंस इन 2022. ठीक है, 2022 में इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर में इस जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड मस्टर्ड को, द DMH मस्टर्ड, धारा मस्टर्ड हाइब्रिड को अप्रूवल दे दिया था. बट देन लेटर द कोर्ट पुट अ होल्ड ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर मस्टर्ड एंड दे सेड कि नहीं, दिस इज अभी नॉट येट fit for consumption and we cannot circulate it in the public domain because this might possibly pose a health risk as well as an environmental risk. Health risk why? Health risk इसलिए क्योंकि जितने checks, जितने टेस्ट उस पे होने चाहिए उतने शायद अभी नहीं हुए हैं, and you need more rigorous testing when you release a crop to be release a, let's say, produce to be circulated in the public domain. तो उसके health impacts अभी हमें पूरी तरीके से पता नहीं. We don't know the health impacts, we don't know the repercussions it might have on individuals' health. दूसरा फैक्टर है, बिकॉज दीज आर सिंथेटिकली मेड क्रॉप्स, दीज आर नॉन नेचुरल क्रॉप्स, वी डोंट नो द इम्पैक्ट दे वुड हैव ऑन द इकोसिस्टम, ऑन द बायोडाइवर्सिटी, एंड दे कैन बिकम एन इन्वेजिव स्पीशीज एज वेल. इन्वेजिव स्पीशीज का मतलब क्या होता है? इट कैन हार्म द अदर स्पीशीज इन द इकोसिस्टम, बी इट योर प्लांट्स, बी इट योर एनिमल्स. अब मान लो वो ऐसी स्पीशी बन गई जिसको खाने से जो है एनिमल्स मर रहे हैं, सो दैट बिकम्स एन इन्वेजिव स्पीशीज, इट इन्वेड्स द बायोडाइवर्सिटी. वो ऐसी स्पीशी बन गई जो बाकी आसपास के जो प्लांट्स हैं, जो क्रॉप्स हैं, उनका न्यूट्रिएंट सक कर ले रही है एंड उनकी यील्ड खराब हो जा रही है. So it becomes an invasive species, right? So because we don't know if it can impact adversely on other species and we don't know the health impacts of this, the court decided that should these genetically modified mustard be available for production and for usage as well. So इस पे दो जज की एक बेंच बनी to decide this matter कि अप्रूवल देना चाहिए या नहीं देना चाहिए. एंड उस दो जज की बेंच में क्या डिसाइड हुआ? एक जज ने बोला कि देना चाहिए, एक जज ने बोला कि नहीं देना चाहिए. सो अगेन दिस brought out no particular conclusion क्योंकि one judge gave a dissenting opinion and one judge gave a conforming opinion. So अब this matter has been referred to a three judge bench ताकि चलो कोई ना कोई डिसीजन तो आ जाए 2-1 से या 1-2 से प्रोपोर्शन से. सो देखते हैं अब इस पे क्या डिसीजन आता है फ्रॉम द थ्री जज बेंच. अच्छा, एक चीज और जो आपको यहाँ पे पता होनी चाहिए कि व्हाट इज द कमिटी विच looks at all these approvals for this genetically modified crops. The committee is called Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. Okay, Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. It was a statutory body established under which act? Any guesses? Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is established under which act? Riti is saying, don't the benches always have a odd number of judges? Most of the time, yes, but sometimes two judges bench are also seen. Yes, the Environment Protection Act of which year? 1986. ठीक है, चलो एक बार आर्टिकल को भी गो थ्रू कर लेते हैं ऑन द न्यूज़पेपर. India's torturous saga on the fate of genetically modified food crop made another pit stop last week with a two-judge bench of Justice B.V. Nagaratna and Sanjay Karol of the Supreme Court of India delivering a split verdict on the question of allowing genetically modified mustard in farmer fields. As of today, the only genetically modified seed permissible in India is cotton. The gain in cotton yield had prompted agricultural institutions, private and public, to develop GM seeds in food crops like rice, wheat, tomato, brinjal, and mustard, though none has been released. ठीक है, ये DMH11 की बात आ गई. धारा मस्टर्ड 11 डेवलप्ड पब्लिकली फंडेड प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ DU's बायोटेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट. And for crops to be approved in the India's agriculture system, they must be sown over 3 seasons in different agroclimatic zones and prove themselves to be consistently better than their existing comparators. Trials conducted by Indian Council of Agricultural Research suggest that DMH11 passed these tests. This led the GEAC, जिसकी मैं बात कर रहा था, the Scientific Advisory Body led by Ministry of Environment, to approve DMH in October 2012. ठीक है, उसके बाद फिर इसको बोल दिया गया था इट्स अ हर्बिसाइड टॉलरेंट क्रॉप, जेनेटिकली कोडेड. उसके बाद जजेस डिसएग्रीड अमंग देमसेल्व्स वेदर जीईएसी वाज करेक्ट और नॉट. जस्टिस नागरत्ना ने कहा जीईएसी हैड वायलेटेड द प्रिकॉशनरी प्रिंसिपल. नाउ व्हाट इज द प्रिकॉशनरी प्रिंसिपल? Precautionary principle, as the name suggests, is you have to take all necessary precautions when you are taking a drastic step which can affect a lot of people. So that is basically the precautionary principle. ठीक है, एंड क्योंकि प्रिकॉशनरी प्रिंसिपल को ये पास नहीं कर पाए बिकॉज ऑफ द टू इश्यूज विच आई टोल्ड यू, हेल्थ कंसर्न्स एंड इन्वेजिव स्पीशीज वाला कंसर्न, तो इसलिए इस पे होल्ड लगा दिया गया. This is amplified by India's agricultural history where Panacea from yesteryears, hybrid seeds and synthetic fertilizers, while improving yields and productivity, have unleashed environmental harm. Panacea क्या होता है guys? We have found a new interesting word. How many of you know the meaning of this word, Panacea? What is the meaning of the word Panacea? Google मत करना, नहीं पता तो कोई बात नहीं. A solution to a problem, a remedy. Yes, it means a solution. Usually, it means a one-stop solution. Okay, a solution to a lot of things. Okay, cool, awesome. चलो इंडियन एक्सप्रेस एनालिसिस करना है, जल्दी से इंडियन एक्सप्रेस एनालिसिस कर लेते हैं. विल टेक अ क्विक ओवरव्यू ऑफ द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस. अरे वाह, फोटो आई है राजस्थान के सीएम साहब की, भजन लाल शर्मा मोदी जी के साथ. वेरी नाइस. Okay, so first is the world page. US journalist Joshkovich among 26 leading biggest swap with Russia since Cold War. Okay, Israel confirms killing Hamas military chief. Dive in July Gaza strike. Khamenei leads Haniyeh funeral. ये कवर कर चुके हैं सलिक सर, तो इसकी मैं डेप्थ में नहीं जा रहा. ट्रम्प क्वेश्चंस हैरिस आइडेंटिटी एट इज शी इंडियन और ब्लैक. क्या करते रहते हैं ये लोग भी. चलो, 9/11 mastermind KSM, two associates to plead guilty in pre-trial agreement. This would be interesting to follow. We'll see what happens with this. Xi Jinping calls for use of high-tech smart system to meet new challenges at China border. Okay, interesting. All right. Milestone after Mandal, Supreme Court allows new quotas within SC/ST quota. Now, this is an important news which I wanted to cover in an exclusive video or an exclusive live session. इसलिए मैंने आज इसको pick नहीं किया, but this is a very important news from your competitive exam perspective that states can now decide weak groups and creamy layer exclusion पे भी बात हुई थी. अब यहाँ पे मुद्दा क्या है? यहाँ पे मुद्दा ये है कि जो हमारे कंट्री में SC/ST रिजर्वेशन होता है, SC/ST कोटा होता है फॉर द scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, क्या उसमें सब क्लासिफिकेशन पॉसिबल है? यानी कि वन इज क्लासिफिकेशन बेस्ड ऑन कास्ट, ठीक है, जनरल, SC, ST, OBC. within these classifications can a sub classification be done कि ये वाले SCs को हमें ज़्यादा लेट से अपलिफ्ट करना है, ये वाले जो है अपलिफ्ट हो चुके हैं, इनको उतना बेनिफिट अब ज़्यादा नहीं देना, तो ये सब क्लासिफिकेशन क्या करना ठीक है विद इन अ पर्टिकुलर कोटा. इस पे सारी डिबेट चल रही थी एंड उस पर अब आ गया है वर्डिक्ट कि यू कैन अलाउ न्यू कोटाज विद इन द SC/ST कोटा एज वेल. ठीक है, तो ये जब हम बात करते हैं SC/ST कोटास की रिजर्वेशन की, हम हमेशा बात करते हैं मंडल कमीशन की, जिसकी रिकमेंडेशंस पे रिजर्वेशंस पे पॉलिसीज बनी थी. ठीक है, तो इसको हम करेंगे, डिटेल में करेंगे, पूरी हिस्ट्री, पूरा इसका कॉन्टेक्स्ट, पूरा इसके लीगैलिटी की डेप्थ में जाएंगे. आप लोग भी अपने एंड पे पढ़ना है इसको एंड देन वील कवर इट. ठीक है, ऑलराइट. ऑल्सो वी वन अनदर ब्रॉन्ज मेडल शूटिंग में. मिस्टर स्वप्निल कुसाले won as a bronze in 50-meter rifle shooting. Wayanad में things are pretty bad. हिमाचल में भी flash floods and cloud bursts are happening. मलाना डैम के पास आया था flood and काफ़ी damage हो गया. You can see the highway from Manali to Chandigarh in Kullu district. So काफ़ी बारिश तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा हो रही है. Bomb smuggled into Iran guest house. Okay. Top court allows new quotas within SC/ST quota. ये हमने देख लिया. Then what else do we have? She was holding her son when her body was found. This is about Delhi. Delhi में भी बहुत intense torrential rains हुई recently and a few people lost their lives. Shop waterlogged, home flooded. Then we have city news. We can quickly skim past all the city news and the state news. Vietnamese PM by his side. Modi takes dig at China. We don't support expansionism. ठीक है, इनसे मिलके आइए. फैम मिन चिन वियतनाम के PM है. ठीक है जी, राष्ट्रपति भवन में मिले ये दोनों. बाकी कुछ ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट इसमें है नहीं. वायनाड में things are pretty bad. Lot of people lost their lives. The landslides. उत्तराखंड में भी लैंडस्लाइड्स, हिमाचल में भी लैंडस्लाइड्स. मॉनसून सीजन इज प्रिटी बैड फॉर दीज इकोलॉजिकली सेंसिटिव एरियाज. ओके, नथिंग इम्पॉर्टेंट हियर. ऑल पॉलिटिक न्यूज, पॉलिटिक्स रिलेटेड न्यूज. मैंने देखा था आज का न्यूज़पेपर, मुझे कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग मिला था नहीं इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में, वरना मैं उसको पिक कर लेता. Landmark benchmark judgment, again this is on the same caste reservation judgment. This also. US Fed hints at cutting rates in its next meeting, should focus towards dual mandate. चलो, ये जब होगा तो डिस्कस करेंगे हम फेडरल फंड रेट्स, क्योंकि इसका ग्लोबल इम्पैक्ट भी काफ़ी होता है. On a precarious edge, Netanyahu. Okay. टेस्ट लाइक गोल्ड। चलो हमारा तो नहीं है अभी गोल्ड, तो हम नहीं पढ़ रहे इसको। When the clouds gather, this is about monsoon, this is about cancer, central hall to glass house. Okay. Nothing from a competitive exam perspective seems important here except this news, which we'll cover in depth very soon. Identifying the creamy layer. Okay. After import duty cut on gold, government to decide future of SGB scheme. What are SGBs? SGBs are sovereign gold bonds. Okay. So these are basically, if you want to invest in gold in a digital manner, you can buy a sovereign gold bond, which is backed by the government. तो इस पे क्या होता है, इस पे आपको gold का appreciation तो मिलता ही मिलता है. Like gold increases in price, so this sovereign gold bond की value also increases. Apart from that, the government also offers 2.5% interest every year on the sovereign gold bonds. ठीक है. तो गोल्ड अगर 100 रुपए से 200 रुपए हो गया तो वो 100 रुपए का प्रॉफिट तो आपको मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, बट 2.5 रुपीज का एक्स्ट्रा आपको प्रॉफिट मिलेगा. सो दैट इज बेसिकली योर सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड, जिस पे देखते हैं क्या डिसीजन आता है. इंडेक्सेशन विड्रॉल ऑन ग्रैंडफादर डेट म्यूचुअल फंड हैज इन्वेस्टर्स वरीड. इंडेक्सेशन की कल हम बात कर चुके हैं, दोबारा नहीं कर रहे. ओके देखो, ये मैं बता रहा था, फेड रेट से मार्केट्स इफेक्ट होते हैं. सेंसेक्स निफ्टी एंडेड फ्रेश हाई ऑन यूएस फेड रेट कट एक्सपेक्टेशन. तो यूएस में जब फेड रेट्स कम होते हैं तो हमारी मार्केट्स जो है बूम करती है. ओके दैट्स योर इंडियन एक्सप्रेस गाइस. बाकी स्पोर्ट्स में तो वही था, ब्रॉन्ज मेडल एक आया है कल. बाकी पीवी सिंधु लॉस्ट. The Indian hockey team also lost in the Belgium match, but they are still into the quarterfinals. And आज के ये इवेंट्स लिखे हुए हैं. ठीक है, बाकी देखते हैं अगर कुछ होता है तो. लक्ष्य से defeated HS Pranoy to enter the quarterfinals. Okay, 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 okay. So that's your newspaper, guys. चलो, let's come back to our Menti quiz. Menti quiz करा जाए. Are you guys ready for the Menti quiz? Give me a ready in the chat box. Okay, ये तो पुराना वाला क्विज है. मैं मेंटी का कोड बताता हूँ आपको. Just give me a second. Code is 58912097. Okay, I'll write it down in the chat box. Just give me a few seconds. 58912097. Okay, so the code is on your screen. Use this code and let's come to Menti. Let me quickly share my screen as well. Can you please send the link? You need to join menti.com. Okay, I'll share the link. Give me a second. So menti.com पे जाओ and you can just enter this particular code and you'll be able to join in. Meanwhile, I'll share my screen. Right. We are here. 17 players are ready with me. I'm waiting for more guys to join, more people to join. Guys and girls, both, of course. I have 40 people on the live chat, but I have only 20 people who have joined in. Guys, quickly join in. Waiting for one more minute. The code is 58912097. I'll put it on the screen. Meanwhile, you all can put in your actual names. Then we can start. One more minute. Okay, we have 31 players ready. Let's wait for 10 more seconds. जल्दी से पहुंच जाओ अगर आप अभी तक नहीं पहुंचे हो. 10 more seconds, guys. 32 players. Okay, wonderful. Start करें. 33 players are in. Starting in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's get going. Okay, first question coming up on your screen. A very, very easy peasy question. Golan Heights, recently seen in the news, is located in which country? Oh my god, only 12 people out of 30 plus people got this right. Guys, it's in Syria, but it is occupied by Israel. ठीक है? सीरिया के साउथ वेस्टर्न पार्ट में आता है गोल्डन हाइट्स, but it's on the border of Syria and Israel, and Israel has occupied it as of now. It's not Israel, it's not Palestine, it's not Oman, it's Syria. Is the right answer. Let's see who are our dignitaries on the leaderboard. Arman was the fastest and is on the top. And we have Ribbit, Simar, Diptakshi, Vartika, DK, Barefoot, Priyanshi, Yashashri, and Ridhima. Okay, interesting. Good job, guys. Let's move on to the next question. 33 players ready with me. All right, are you guys ready? Let's go to the second question of the quiz. Coming up on your screen now. Recently, India signed a cultural property agreement with which country to prevent and curb the illicit trafficking of antiquities? Okay, everyone has voted. Almost half of you got this correct. 17. Yes, it's US. इंडिया और यूएस का एक पहला इस टाइप का अग्रीमेंट है वेयर वी हैव साइंड अ कल्चरल प्रॉपर्टी अग्रीमेंट ताकि हम आपस में एक्सचेंज कर सकें एंटिक्विटीज एंड उसकी इलिसिट ट्रैफिकिंग ना हो. ठीक है, लेट्स लुक एट द लीडर बोर्ड. लेट्स सी हु गॉट दिस राइट. लेट्स सी हु हैज climbed the rankings. Ribbit, then we have Simmer, then we have Vartika, then we have Deeptakshi, then we have DK. जल्दी से मुझे वाईटी के चैट बॉक्स में बता दो who's Ribbit and who's DK and who's Cake and who's Metal. वाईटी के चैट बॉक्स में. Then we will proceed. मिस क्लिक कर दिया. अरे बाप रे, ध्यान से, इतना भी जल्दी नहीं क्लिक करना कि मिस क्लिक हो जाए. I'm waiting for Ribbit to tell me their name in the chat box because I want to know who's on top. Okay, okay. I could have guessed that. Riddhi is Ribbit. All right. K-pop is Cake Sanvi. Okay, interesting. So Riddhi on top, then we have Simar, then Vartika, then Deeptakshi. Let's move on to the next question, guys. Third question for the day. 33 players ready with me. 32 players now. Okay, so 33 are here. Okay. Question coming up on your screen any moment. 3, 2, 1. Here it is. Which organization recently received approval of funding of $215 million from the Green Climate Fund for financing mitigation and adaptation projects? Only 9 people got this right. वन लाइनर्स की पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे हो आप लोग, ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है. वन लाइनर्स नहीं करे जा रहे हैं ना डेली के डेली. जो मैंने आपको बोला है कि डेली वन लाइनर्स करने हैं अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर न्यूज़पेपर, अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर मंथन. करो गाइस, करो, मेहनत करो थोड़ी सी. ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? ओनली 9 पीपल आर गेटिंग दिस राइट. ओके, लेट्स सी. Simar and Riddhi got this right. Deeptakshi got this right and climbed to the third position. Metal was fastest on the fourth position. Then we have Vartika, Diya, DK, Priyanshi, Sanvi, and Yashashri. Okay, so it's female domination today. No guys in the scene at all. Women on top. Next question. Recently, which shipyard has launched the first indigenously built Talwar class frigate Triput? Triput. Okay, almost half of you got this correct. It is the Goa Shipyard Limited. So ये जो हमारी तलवार क्लास फ्रिगेट है उसमें इंडिजिनियसली बिल्ट यानी कि इंडिया में बिल्ट ये पहली फ्रिगेट है विच इज़ द त्रिपुर. ठीक है, तलवार क्लास के हमारे पास और भी फ्रिगेट्स हैं विच कम फ्रॉम आर 2016 की इंडो रशिया डील जिसमें हमने ये मिलके बनाना स्टार्ट करी थी. एंड त्रिपुत इज द फर्स्ट इंडिजिनियसली बिल्ट तलवार क्लास फ्रिगेट. ठीक है, किसने लॉन्च करी है? गोवा शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड. ओके, चलो let's look at the leaderboard. Okay, all of the people on the leaderboard did not get this right. Palak got this right and climbed to fifth position. Very interesting. Good job, Palak. Okay, let's move to the next question. Last and final question for today's GK Current Affairs quiz. 35 people ready with me. Let's go. Recently, which armed force has launched the e-Sehat module? Only 10 people getting this right. This is surprising. Indian Army is the correct answer. So what is this e-Sehat module? थोड़ा सा मैं बता देता हूँ. This is for Indian Army officers and retired Army officers to get online, digital online consultations, medical consultations. So they can take video call consultations from doctor, let's say if they're sitting in a remote place. उसके लिए e-Sehat, ठीक है? Electronic services, e-health assistance and teleconsultation. All right. Who's the winner of our quiz? Let's see. Okay, Simar has emerged on top and is the winner of a quiz. Good job, Simar. All of us can congratulate Simar in the YT chat box. New winner we have. Riddhi was almost the winner for 4 questions, but she lost it. She lost a couple of questions, got them wrong, and came on third. Deeptakshi we have on second, and Riddhi on third. Rest we have Vartika, Dia, Priyanshi, Arman, Akshita, Palak, and Mukti. Good job, guys. Well played. All of you who participated in the quiz, good participation, good fun. I hope you guys learned a few new things. मजा आया quiz में? Was the quiz nice? Chalo, let's come back to our presentation. Let's quickly do our vocab and then we'll end the class. Question 4, mark the wrong answer. Question 4 में आंसर गलत था. ऐसा क्या? Wait, let me check. Okay, then that is an error on my end. Oops. Guys, I'm really sorry for this. This is a mess up on my end. गलत ऑप्शन करेक्ट मार्क हो गया. इट इज गोवा शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड एंड 17 ऑफ यू गॉट दिस राइट. मैंने सही आंसर बताया भी आपको एक्सप्लेनेशन में, बट आई थिंक दिस इज सम mistake on my end. So again, I won't be taking back the congratulations which I've already given. All of you performed really well. But जिन लोगों ने गोवा शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड आंसर मार्क किया था उनसे मेरा विनम्र क्या कहते हैं माफी चाहूंगा मैं. And all of you are winners. ठीक है, जिन लोगों ने वो 4th क्वेश्चन सही किया, you guys are toppers, winners. Good, well played. ठीक है, I'll ensure दोबारा ऐसा ना हो. I'll double check it. But good job, well played, guys. I got it. That was an error on my end. ठीक है. प्रियांशी सिंह, व्हाट इज द वन लाइनर यू वर टॉकिंग अबाउट? आई एम सेइंग कि डेली जो ये छोटी मोटी न्यूज होती रहती है ना, ये भी आपको कवर करनी है. रेफर टू एनी गुड वेबसाइट. आई एम नॉट सजेस्टिंग यू एनी नेम्स, बट डेली वन लाइनर जीके करके सर्च करोगे तो आपको मिल जाएंगे. आई एम नॉट रेफरिंग अ सोर्स. दैट वुड बी रॉन्ग ऑन माई पार्ट टू प्रमोट एनी पर्टिकुलर सोर्स. मुझे तो पैसे भी नहीं मिले, मैं क्यों प्रमोट करूँ. ठीक है, बट Some resources you could look at are GK Today, Affairs Cloud, Drishti, and many more. ठीक है, इस टाइप के आप लोग रेफर कर सकते हो वेबसाइट्स जो आपको अच्छे लगे वन लाइनर्स की कवरेज के लिए. ओके, लेट्स क्विकली लुक एट आवर vocab फॉर द डे. ये तो कल वाले क्वेश्चंस हैं. हाँ, आज के vocab पे आ जाते हैं. सो फर्स्ट वर्ड फॉर द डे इज विफ. विफ का मतलब होता है ऑलमोस्ट इम्परसेप्टेबल साइन ऑफ समथिंग. किसी चीज़ का बहुत लेट्स से फ्लिकर और हिंट, हिंदी में बोले तो एहसास कह सकते हो आप. ठीक है, सिनोनिम्स आर फ्लिकर, ग्लिमर, हिंट. एंटोनिम्स आर परमिएशन, परवेशन, सैचुरेशन. Even a whiff of appreciation for everything I have done for her would have been nice. Okay, sentence getting too personal. ठीक है, I hope you guys understood what whiff means. ठीक है, बहुत हल्का सा किसी चीज का एहसास या presence is called a whiff. Okay. So if you are walking on a sunsan road, you get a whiff of danger. ठीक है, whiff is clear. सेकेंड वर्ड इज नॉक्यूअस. नॉक्यूअस मतलब होता है हार्मफुल, पॉइजनस, डेंजरस, नॉक्शियस. ठीक है, सिनोनिम्स हो गए इसके बेलफुल, बेनफुल, डिलीटरियस. एंटोनिम्स हो गए एनोडिन, बेनाइन, हार्मलेस. हैंड वॉशिंग इज वन ऑफ द इजीएस्ट वेज टू हेल्प प्रिवेंट द स्प्रेड ऑफ नॉक्यूअस जर्म्स. सिंपल वर्ड. ठीक है, थर्ड वर्ड इज पार्टिसन. पार्टिसन मतलब वेरी इजी लैंग्वेज में बोले तो पार्शियल होना. ठीक है, सपोर्टर, फॉलोअर, एडहेरेंट, अ स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्टर ऑफ अ पार्टी, कॉज और पर्सन. ठीक है, किसी कॉज को सपोर्ट करना, किसी पर्सन को सपोर्ट करना, उसके लिए पार्शियल होना, दैट इज पार्टिसन. इसका उल्टा होता है ऑब्वियसली नॉन पार्टिसन. ये आई थिंक कल हमने कहीं तो पढ़ा था नॉन पार्टिसन वर्ड व्हेन वी वर रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर. इम्पार्शियल, न्यूट्रल. ब्रिटिश न्यूज़पेपर्स आर हाईली पार्टिसन. ठीक है, सो पार्टिसन, स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्टर और पार्शियल. Then you have noxious, which is harmful or poisonous. And then you have whiff, an almost imperceptible sign of something. Cool. 3 words for the day. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask, and then we shall end the session in the next 1 minute. A whiff of smoke can bring up experiences long forgotten. Good sentence. A whiff of kindness smearing on the guard's face was enough to enlighten the hope in Nelson Mandela that good comes more naturally than evil. Arey baap re. That is an intense sentence. Good one. Any other sentences you guys want to make? All of these sentences are very welcome. I really like it when you guys do this exercise, either in the chat box or in the comment section. I read all the comments. Sometimes I'm not able to respond, but I read all the comments. ये सेंटेंस क्लास 10 की इंग्लिश बुक का चोरी था. अच्छा, ओके, इंटरेस्टिंग. ठीक है, if there are no questions then let's end today's class. You did not see my telegram text about newspaper. अभी देखता हूँ, just right after the class. पक्का promise. All right, so that's all for today's class, guys. Thank you so much for participating and keep learning, keep preparing. See you all in another Hindu analysis on Monday. So we'll meet next on Monday now. Salik sir will be meeting you tomorrow and day after. And I'll be meeting you Monday ko Hindu analysis maybe, and most likely in the strategy session of 4 months to CLAT as well. So take care, have a good weekend. Utilize it to cover your backlog, to do your revision, to practice your sectionals and mock test and analysis. And कोई भी दिक्कत हो तो do let me know on Telegram or in the Monday session. Take care, bye bye. Ending the class, signing off.